welcome to high school basketball at the City of Palms Classic on League Ready. We're live from Florida Southwestern State College in Fort Myers, Florida for some high school hoops. Tonight's matchup features IMG Academy and the Oak Ridge Pioneers. My name's Anthony Pasquale alongside Rafael Davis, and we've got a very exciting game for the third place here in the City of Palms Classic. What jumps off the page for you?
Both of these teams coming off of losses. Neither one of these teams want to be in the third place game. That's not why they arrived at this tournament, but it's all about who can bounce back. It's all about who can come out and pose their will on the other team, get off to a good start, and that's what we're going to see from this one.
Absolutely. Both IMG and Oak Ridge had aspirations of winning the championship of this classic. Instead, they'll settle for the third place game, and let's take a look at our starting lineups, leading off with IMG. They are led by their point guard, Darius Acuff. He wears number 5. Felipe Quinones, Kareem Stagg, Sadiq White, and Cody Peck round out their starting 5, and Acuff is the one that really stands out.
Yeah, Darius Acuff has lived up to all of the hype this week here in Florida. He has been absolutely sensational. The last 3 games, averaging 33 points a game. He's 52% from the field. He's 13 of his last 27 from deep, but he also is taking care of the basketball at elite level. 18 assists to just 3 turnovers. He has been big time.
Absolutely, and he'll have his hands full with the other side of the lineup today. Let's take a look at the Oak Ridge starters. Jameer Jones at forward, Jalen Reese, the guard that is going to be opposing Acuff, Tim Winkler, Trayvon Maddox, and Cezanne Mosley. He goes by Zay, but you're looking at Jalen Reese.
Oh, for sure. If Oak Ridge wants to come out with a victory, Jalen Reese will have to be huge, especially defensively guarding Darius Acuff. But offensively, Jalen Reese can put the ball in the basket. 19 points in his last game, 4 of 9 from deep. This LSU commit is ready for this challenge.
Without a doubt, and you look at these 2 guards that you mentioned, Reese and Acuff, it's no surprise they'll be playing basketball at the next level next season. Reese will be going to LSU, and Acuff has committed to Arkansas to play with Coach Calipari. Both of those seem like good fits for those players.
I think Darius Acuff would go to Arkansas, play under Coach Cal, and be one of the better guards to ever play for Coach Cal. You think of the lineage that Coach Cal has done, where he's been from Memphis to Kentucky, now Arkansas. You look at John Wall, you look at Derrick Rose, you look at all the guards that have played for Coach Cal. I think Darius Acuff fits right in that mode.
And we're not being, too ahead of things saying Acuff belongs in that category, and that's not taking anything away from Rose and Wall and all those other players, but Acuff is that good, and he's put it on display so far this weekend.
He just has a knack to be able to get to it wherever he wants on the floor, whenever he wants on the floor. He has a great pace. You can't speed him up. He's great in the ball screen. If you go under it, he can knock it down. You hedge it, he can get the ball back to the roller, get it to the high hedger. Darius Acuff has been outstanding.
Absolutely, and there's a reason if you look at the way too early 2026 mock drafts, he's supposed to go in the first round, so he might not even be with Coach Calipari for all too long.
I mean, you look at what Dylan Harper is doing right now at the collegiate level. I see Darius Acuff right in that same fit. He's going to go into the next level, and with his pace, with his size, with his strength, he's going to be able to affect games early on.
Absolutely. We are just a few moments away from tip-off here in Fort Myers. We've got an exciting game on deck between Oak Ridge Pioneers and IMG Academy. What excites you most as we get ready for tip-off?
It's going to be interesting. Both of these teams lost their game last night just out of sheer toughness. You look at IMG, got out-rebounded by 8 with minus 16 inside the paint. And same for Oak Ridge, out-rebounded by 15. They were minus 18 inside. We're going to see which team can come out and be the more physical group, because that's been the point of emphasis of both coaches in the locker room.
No doubt it'll be Sadiq White and Jameer Jones doing the tipping for their respective teams for the third place championship here at the City of Palms Classic. And we are underway. An overhand tip secures it. Pioneers with a quick shot early off the front of the rim. Barely even had enough time to get the offense settled, but pulled the trigger on a deep 3.
Come out firing.
Sadiq White hands it off. Acuff looking to come to the ball. He has it now. IMG in dark black with a little bit of purple and blue lining. Here's Acuff firing a triple off the mark.
You got lucky right there if you're Jalen Jones. You got to stay tight to Acuff. You go under those screens, he's not going to miss that one too many times.
Here comes Mosley on the handoff, gets it to Jones. Jones fires a three. Off the back iron, rebound fought for and secured by Acuff, and he'll start the transition. Acuff looking right, now trying to find somewhere to go with it, off the glass and in for the first 2 points of the game for IMG.
Just the pace off of that ball screen, right until the big man got back to his, little tiptoe down the lane, being able to get to that right hand. There's Acuff showing his ability to get to the basket at an elite level early.
And it's no surprise he is the first man to find his name on the score sheet, coming off of a 27-point, 8-assist showing in the loss to Columbus the other night.
And to think that was the lowest amount he scored all weekend.
Jones struggling to find somewhere to go with it. It's going to be taken away by IMG, and they'll start the break. Here's Sadiq White on the wing. Back out it comes for three. A little bit off. Cannot find the bottom of the bucket so far. That was Cody Peck, a little bit too strong from deep. Here's Jalen Reese. Nice step back move for three. No good. White secures the rebound.
3 possessions for Oak Ridge, 3 jump shots. They got to find someone to get downhill, get to the lane, get the defense to sink in and kick out.
Here's Acuff driving. He gets tripped up on his way toward the basket. I'm not sure if they called the foul on the ground or in the process of shooting, but that's our first foul of the game.
Acuff does a great job of just maneuvering this ball screen. All he needs is a little crease to be able to sit down in that lane. If you're the big for Oak Ridge, you got to stop that basketball. You can't worry about the roller. It's your helper. You got to stop the ball, keep it in front. You can't let Acuff just walk down the lane.
Acuff at the free throw line makes the first, which puts IMG on top 3-0 early. 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter of this third place matchup between IMG and the Oak Ridge Pioneers.
And it's what we talked about here in this first 2 minutes. You see IMG taking the basketball down the lane, getting to the free throw line, finishing at the basket. And on the other end, Oak Ridge jump shot heavy. They got to attack IMG, get to the basket, put some pressure on that defense.
A lot of their offense runs through Jameer Jones, who has been quiet so far, but had 19 points and 8.5 rebound average scoring. We'll see what he's able to do tonight as Reese struggles here on the wing to penetrate. That's Will Jackson over to Maddox. Maddox on the left hand looking for somewhere to go with it. They're still outside the perimeter, yet to get inside the paint. Now here's Jones trying to drive late in the shot clock, has to kick it out on top. Here's a three, but it's swatted away athletically. Kareem Stagg puts that in the second row.
That's just beautiful defense from IMG. You can see it's a committed effort to get the basketball out of Jameer Jones' hands. When he drives that ball, IMG is sending 3-4 defenders at him to make him kick that out. Just a beautiful job of rotating out to the shooters and getting high hands and coming away with the block.
Up the court now is Felipe Quinones. And on the swing, Stagg takes it near the top of the key. And it's Acuff working on a screen and roll. Tried a no-look pass to get it to Stagg, but he's there to collect the loose ball. Stagg once more. Skips into it, has a double team. No, somebody's open, and he finds Acuff down low. 2 more. 6-0, and all 6 points courtesy of Darius Acuff.
It's a really good job by Stagg, accepting that double team, pivoting out of it, stepping through, and finding his point guard at the rim. Just great 2-man action from the big fella.
Yeah, let's take another look. Usually it's Acuff finding Stagg. This time it's the other way around.
Stagg does a good job of coming off this ball screen, accepting that double team, and stepping through, having his head up. And there's Acuff, a masterful job of playing without the basketball. Big man was stuck, nowhere to go. He doesn't stand and wave his hands, call for it, clap for it. Makes a great backdoor cut, finds himself open at the rim, and a nice, easy finish at the basket. And you can see early on, IMG is making a concerted effort to get that basketball inside, drive that ball, put some pressure on the defense. When you get 2 feet in the paint as an offensive player, good things are going to happen. Early on in this game, first 3 minutes, Oak Ridge settling a bunch of jumpers, long 2s, 3s. They got to try and find a guy to get 2 feet in that paint, make some plays out.
Yeah, and Oak Ridge's offensive sets so far have been with 5 guys around the perimeter.
Yep.
What do they need to do to adjust to, like you say, get 2 feet in the paint?
You can see it in the game the other night. Jameer Jones, he starts the game out, he settles a bunch, but you see here, he's driving that ball. He's the creator for this Oak Ridge team. When he's aggressive, when he gets going downhill, it's not much you can do. You see just right there, Jameer Jones, simple drive, go to the basket, attack Sadiq White, put the referees in a position to make a call. That's his game, getting downhill. He can be a little jump shot heavy, but his deal is getting to that rim, getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely. And Jones, 6'6", 6'7", forward, big guy. He can get downhill if he needs to, and he displayed that there. Got to the free throw line and connects for Oak Ridge's first point of the ball game. Right on cue, you say get 2 feet in the paint. He does just that.
Basketball is a simple game, or they probably wouldn't let me talk about it.
IMG on top, 6-1 early on here, and both free throws are good. Oak Ridge gets on the board thanks to Jameer Jones. Now they get down the floor in a hurry, does IMG. That's Peck up on top to Stagg. A spin move, loses control, and it's going to be a foul on Mosley. Kareem Stagg, athletic so far.
Just attacking the basket, catching that ball, ready to attack, strong rip through, nice spin move, great footwork, just playing physical, just bringing the fight right to Oak Ridge. Mosley's got to give a little bit more resistance, got to have his hands ready, got to be in the stance. You got to understand, when Stagg catch that ball in that mid post, he is attacking every single time.
And he connects on the first free throw, 6'8", 224-pounder out of Chesapeake, Virginia. And he's on the board with an assist and now 2 free throws in the first half of the first quarter here.
Oh, good D.
Takeaway from Acuff and a slam. Darius Acuff showing he could do it all.
It's your point guard going up top for the finish. Great defense from Acuff. Just individual defense, open floor, pick the pocket, going to finish at the rim.
Losing the handle on it momentarily was Will Jackson. Let's take another look at Acuff opening up the toolbox, showing the hammer.
I mean, we know Acuff can score the ball, but this is one of his better deals. He can get into you defensively as a bigger defender, long, lengthy, and his ability to go finish at the rim at 6'4" is special.
Darius Acuff has 8 of IMG's 10 points. And here's Jones trying to get some offense going. Off the mark on the triple, but a nice offensive rebound keeps the possession alive for the Pioneers. Jones steps, lobs it to himself. Acuff ahead, now here comes White. White, 360! Whoa!
Get up, young fella.
Sadiq White with an exclamation point on the 12th points of the game. And that's going to be out of bounds, a turnover on Torrance Moore.
Jameer Jones just a little bit out of control, but you can't create offense for this IMG team.
Was that 360 in your bag back in the day?
Nah, that was not in my bag. 360, 2 hands. Sadiq White knowing exactly what to do with it open floor.
Acuff with the left hand, too easy, right to the rim.
The bigs from Oak Ridge have got to stop the basketball. You are just leaving your guard on the island. He's coming off the ball screen. He needs some help.
Here's Jones. No look pass to the corner. A three-pointer off the mark once more. Sadiq White with the rebound.
There's been 8 possessions offensively for Oak Ridge. 7 of them have been jumpers. There's been 1 drive. They got to the free throw line. Got to drive the ball.
And a triple hit from downtown. A nice assist from Acuff, thread the needle, and Sadiq White knocked it home.
But you can see on that last possession for IMG, that was their second three-point attempt. Their ability to move that basketball around, attack the lane, it opens up that for Sadiq White. But Sadiq White getting out in transition, headed to Syracuse next season. One of the better players in the country, knows exactly what to do with this open floor. Get up, young fella. 2-hand 360, man. In game, that is tough.
6'8", 200 pounds. Like you said, he'll be playing at Syracuse. Here's Acuff with a 15-point lead early. And that'll be his first turnover of the ball game, and first in the last couple of games. He was perfect last game. And here's Reese. Haven't called his name much early on. We'll see if he's able to generate some offense for the Pioneers, who continue to shoot from deep range. Jameer Jones. Is that an over-the-back call?
Over the back. Late call, but it was the right call. It just, I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, but this is high school basketball. Jameer Jones with over the back. At the next level, that's going to be a play on.
I believe it was Solomon Bradshaw who missed the three-pointer. Again, a lot of three-point attempts early on from Oak Ridge. Haven't been able to generate anything. They've yet to make a field goal. Their only 2 points have come from the free throw line.
Just settling offensively.
Here's Trey Beamer, our first look at him, and he gets his pass picked off. Jameer Jones in transition, tries to get to the rack. He does, and one.
Jameer Jones is just a load in transition. 6'6", 215 pounds, getting downhill at you like a freight train. Just does a great job jumping his passing lane, and then sees Sadiq White, but it does not matter. He has the size, the strength, the athleticism to go up and finish right through him.
This is going to be a really fun matchup. Jameer Jones and Sadiq White, two guys pretty similar in size, but they play very different. I feel like Jameer Jones is a little bit more physical and downhill, and we saw White knock home a three already, but they keep finding each other on both ends of the floor.
Well, they may not find each other for a while. I mean, you look at it, Sadiq White just picked up his second foul. Going to be interesting to see how long Coach sits him out.
Acuff into the corner, tries to find it. They get it down low to Stagg.
Opposite.
Stagg had a double team, couldn't get anything with it. Here comes Reese up the floor. Shot fake into the lane. Now Jones. Jones backs it up. Now he'll shoot one and bury it.
But that's a good shot. It's in rhythm, and he just got to the basket. You got to get to the basket, get to the free throw line, let the ball go in, let the game come to you, and then start taking those shots. Hey!
Oh! Take off.
Dragons had some beautiful passes early on in this ball game.
Jones right back down the lane, and he gets fouled. He has all 8 of Oak Ridge's points, and it looks like he's going to be heading the line for a chance at 2 more.
But he's the only one getting 2 feet in the paint, push pressure on that second line defense, driving that ball. It's an easy game, and when Jameer Jones is getting downhill, it's tough for the defense to keep him out of the paint. Now we're going to start to see those kick-out threes. IMG is going to start to help a little bit extra. Going to start to dig on those drives. Now you're going to start to see Jalen Reese and those guys start to get loose from the perimeter.
And we'll see if they can start knocking down some of those perimeter shots. But Jameer Jones, all 9 points for Oak Ridge so far. He has the 10th right there. He'll be playing in the Big East next season. Or excuse me, yes, the Big East next season at Providence.
All of the conference shifting, the leagues changing, the teams moving, confused you a little bit.
Yeah, it did. I had to think about it for a second. Here's a swing pass, frees up Beamer for a triple, but he can't get it to go. Now here comes Jones off of the rebound, takes it in transition. Look at that pass. And a slam on the other end. Trayvon Maddox, courtesy of the dish from Jameer Jones.
I feel like I've been a broken record this entire quarter. Get 2 feet in the paint, good things are going to happen for you.
And just like that, they've quickly responded to what was once a 15-point deficit. Out of bounds it goes. It'll stick with IMG. But this Oak Ridge team for the last half of this quarter has played a totally different brand of basketball.
It's almost after Coach called that timeout, he told the team, no more jumpers. Drive the ball, get into the lane, make something happen, create for others. Because not only have they been scoring the ball in the lane, but they've been defending better. They have more of a pop in their step now. They're hopping around, they're ball watching, they're locked in and engaged defensively, and it's helping their offense.
This is the City of Palms Classic third place game on League Ready. Thank you guys for spending your evening with us. Just a few days away from Christmas, and we've got some holiday hoops for you here. Here's Acuff. Swings. Defense lost its balance. Acuff finds himself at the top of the key for a three. Can't get it to go. Back outside to Beamer. His triple. Short. Rebound. Stagg.
Good fight.
And it's going to be secured by the Pioneers. Oak Ridge with a nice effort there. Here's Jones on the spin. Step back. Shot. No good. Offensive rebound almost secured by Will Jackson, but it goes out of bounds as he pops up on the scores table.
Just not a good shot for Jameer Jones. I know he has it going, has all 12 points, but you got to know time to score. You can't take that shot. You got to get the last shot of the quarter.
Here's Acuff late in the quarter, finding somewhere to go with it. It's Stagg at the buzzer. Acuff cannot get it to go, but he was fouled.
Shouldn't even had that opportunity to shoot that ball. And Jameer Jones picks up that foul at the end of the quarter. He's got to understand time, score, have a high basketball IQ. Oak Ridge should have had the final shot of this quarter. Now Darius Acuff steps to the line with a chance to push this back to 9 points.
Absolutely. Acuff already with 10 points, matching Jones's 10 on the other side.
As players grow older in the game, they understand how you finish quarters, how you finish games, how you finish halves. That matters. That's a big deal. Darius Acuff does a good job getting the ball out of his hands and then cutting to the basket, playing through it. Don't wait. Don't just assume the clock is going to run out. Strag hits him on a great backdoor cut, and Jones just reaches in there a little bit, fouls him, hacks him. He's got to make smarter basketball plays in the quarter. Had a great quarter, 12 points, but those 2 plays at the end of that first quarter, extremely costly for Oak Ridge.
Absolutely, but as it stands after 1 quarter, IMG is on top of Oak Ridge 21-12, thanks to 12 points from their 5-star future Arkansas Darius Acuff with 12. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the City of Palms Classic here at Suncoast Credit Union Arena on the campus of Florida Southwestern State College in Fort Myers, Florida. A little bit of a mouthful there, but we're just about ready for quarter number 2. IMG on top of Oak Ridge 21-12. Acuff settles things up to start the quarter, and it was poked away from Peck, so Acuff took it right back. Acuff into the corner. Here's Beamer, a 3. He finally knocks one down. Trey Beamer with a triple. Had a little bit of a cold start shooting. I think 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 from behind the line, and he just knocked down that one. We'll see if Oak Ridge decides to continue to go toward the basket or settle for some jumpers. Here's a jumper right here, and could not get it to go. The rebound was knocked out of bounds by Oak Ridge, so it will be IMG possession. You mentioned it. Oak Ridge had their best offense going when they were not settling for those deep perimeter shots. Now they start the second quarter with a shot from deep.
It's a simple game. Sometimes, though, guys like to go away from what's been working. And our coach would always say, don't be afraid to just keep doing what's been working for us. And that's what Oak Ridge has got to do. They got to drive the ball. You see IMG making the effort to drive that ball. When that lane is open, drive the ball. When the 3 is there on the kick out, when the defense commits, those are the good ones to take.
Beamer with a pretty floater there.
Good pass.
Now Acuff sets his man up on the run, trying to use his pivot foot to free himself up, and finally it's secured by Acuff. And he goes right down the baseline and lays it up and in. Beautiful from Darius Acuff. I didn't even think he had enough room to get there.
Acuff just always in the right place at the right time. He had enough room to get there because he ended up switching hands at the rim and finishing with the left. Just ambidextrous, great player. Comes up with a steal, a nice pass out. I mean, you think about the last 3 possessions for Darius Acuff. Getting to the bat, had an assist for 3 in the first possession. Got to the basket on the second possession. Now he's kicking out with another assist for an open court finish. This lead was just 7 points. Now they've bursted it up back to 18.
They are now up 18 thanks to this Jamal Jones slam on the assist from Acuff. Got way up there, 2-hand tomahawk. But you mentioned it, Acuff, and like even just adjusting from the last possession, he threw it a little bit too far for Jamal Jones to track down. This time puts a little air under it like a quarterback. Jones takes it and able to dunk it home. The IQ on Acuff is just head and shoulders above his peers, it appears.
I mean, that's why I feel like he can go to the college level and play right away. I mean, he can go play right now. His IQ is so high. He can affect the game in multiple ways. We've seen him affect it on the defensive end. We've seen him make plays for teammates in the ball screen, in the open court, in transition. But we've also seen him get his game on. We've seen him get downhill. We've seen him make individual moves, get into a pull-up. You saw him knock down a three. His full game is on display in this one. He's not treating this game like a third-place game. Darius Acuff is treating this like it's his championship.
If my calculations are correct, Acuff has scored or assisted on 26 of the 30 IMG points. He's just so involved in everything that they do. And here he is firing off a three. That one in and out. Rebound, Jameer Jones.
You just think back. You look back at the end of that first quarter. Oak Ridge had a chance to make this a 5-point game. They take a quick shot. They foul on the other end. They give up a three to start the second. And now this is ballooned open. You've got to be able to finish quarters right. You've got to be able to go to break and come out and start quarters right. This was not a great start for Oak Ridge. Just digging themselves a hole.
I believe it's now an 11-0 run as Beamer fires a three off the mark and a rebound secured by Trayvon Maddox. Oak Ridge and the Pioneers trying to get back into the scores column, and we'll see if they can do it on this possession here. Here's Jameer Jones. He's been their anchor. A nice pass opens up a three, but can't get it to go. Rebound comes to IMG. Jones secured it, and he slows things down. Looking for Acuff, but he's defended by Jalen Reese. Jones looking for somewhere to go with it. Floats it up top, almost picked off. Instead, Beamer down low, freeing up Peck, but he gets that knocked away. No whistle, and we play on. Reese secures it, and he starts the break for the Pioneers.
Peck's got to score that ball at the rim. No question.
And Reese couldn't get the lay-in to go. Acuff with a rebound, and he'll push the pace knowing they've got numbers. Down the lane he comes. Tries to fight for his own rebound, and it goes out of bounds off of Acuff. But again, just the IQ of knowing you've got 5-on-4 if you hurry. He hurried.
He got there, got to the lane, but it wasn't for him. When you draw that many defenders, he drew 3 defenders in, it's got to be for a teammate. It was a great push in transition. It was a great being able to get the ball to the middle of the paint, to the teeth of the defense. But that's when you jump stop. That's when you play off 2. That's when you have those kick spray out threes.
4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half. The City of Palms Classic, the third-place game between IMG and Oak Ridge. IMG got out to a really hot start late in the first quarter. Oak Ridge kind of closed the gap, but since then it has been all IMG.
It's just easy to guard. I know Jameer Jones, he makes that jumper. He's 14 points, but you look at Oak Ridge's offense, there's no movement. No one's moving on the backside. Everyone's just standing and watching, trying to attack a set defense.
Here's White using his pivot foot to free himself up and lay it up and in. Sadiq White with a nice move there to re-extend the lead. Jones with a quick shot on the other end, and it comes back the other way for IMG. Acuff wide open for 3, you bet.
That was a beautiful example of good shot, bad shot. You see Jameer Jones come and take a transition 3, not a good look. IMG pushes it off that miss, finds Darius Acuff, one of the better shooters in the country, for a wide open 3.
Jones picked off the pass, heading for his own teammate, and can't get it to go. Sadiq White finds Quinones, and Quinones off the glass and in on the break. IMG looks like a gear ahead of the Pioneers.
When you shoot a bunch of jumpers and you don't make them and it's miss after miss, it's demoralizing. It starts to affect your approach. It starts to affect your defense, and we see it playing out right now with Oak Ridge.
Here's Reese, a triple. Off the mark. Tap rebound secured by Acuff.
But you can see when they're missed, everyone's just backpedaling back. No one's sprinting, turning, and talking. They're just killing them.
Stagg gets that one taken away, and it looks like a foul was called.
But if you're Oak Ridge right now, you look around them, no one's huddling them up. You get that whistle. Someone's got to be a leader on the floor, bring guys together, talk about what's going on. Up 20, down 20, there's still got to be some communication from your team.
In this City of Palms Classic, they beat Bishop, McNamara, and Owasso and lost 83-74 to Montverde.
That's just too easy. It's too easy. Oak Ridge is not playing hard right now. Just giving into it.
Here's Jameer Jones.
But look, there's just no movement offensively. Everyone's just standing and watching, letting Jameer Jones go hoop. It's a great shot, being able to get to his move. Nice 15-foot pull-up. But he needs some help out there. He's got all 16 right now.
Acuff to the rack.
Hey!
And a rebound slam. Kareem Stagg says, I'll collect that and drop it right home for you. On the other end, a quick shot. Blocked. Rebound secured by Stagg, and he'll slow things up. I want to go back to what you said when Jones knocked down the pull-up fadeaway shot. It's good that he's able to score this much for Oak Ridge, but that can't be the only scoring they're doing.
You can see the result when it's the only scoring they're doing.
Here's Reese into the lane, and he's fouled trying to shoot. Looked like Quinones got him on some contact, and that'll send their star point guard, Jalen Reese, to the free throw line.
I'm telling you, it's a simple game. I don't know everything. I don't know much, but I do know basketball is easier when you drive the ball, when you put pressure on the defense. The game opens up for you when you start to attack. This first half defensively have been extremely easy for IMG. All they've had to do is rebound the ball. They've got to put some pressure on the defense with some movement, some ball movement, body movement, driving the ball a little bit. The game is still there. IMG opened up this lead. There's no reason Oak Ridge can't have a run of their own.
And both free throws are good from Reese. Jones is up to 14 points. Reese has 2. And another triple is knocked down on the other end for IMG. This time Jamal Jones. Now here's Jameer Jones, trying to keep the Pioneers at bay. Here's Reese, waiting for some orders. Starts the possession with a handoff. Not a lot of speed on this Oak Ridge offense. Nice pass from Jones, but the shot was no good. Rebound, Cody Peck. And here comes Acuff in transition, using the left. Rebound, Stagg, able to collect and put it home again. He's been so good at following the shots. Just right place, right time all game long for Kareem Stagg.
He's been big time in this first half. Ability to rebound the ball, scored at the rim, had some great passes that led to some assists. Straggling big time.
Jones had that one swatted, and I think it went off the face of the cameraman down there. Hopefully he's all right.
Gotta have your head up.
Gotta have a hand up. You always do. 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the second quarter. IMG on top 46-18. Jones settles in to take a deep three. Can't get it to go, but a nice rebound down low and able to put it off the glass and in. Will Jackson with a much needed second chance effort.
1 minute left in this quarter. It's all about how you finish it. Oak Ridge can gain some momentum, get a couple stops, make some baskets, going into halftime.
Trying to get it to Acuff instead. That's Beamer stepping through, scooping it, and dropping it in.
Some PhD level footwork right there from Beamer. Getting to the lane, not rushing, not hurrying, getting to your spot, stepping through. Big time.
Reese with a quick bucket to answer. It's 48-22, a 26-point lead for IMG, and they can now hold for the final shot of the quarter.
Got to the paint and made a great decision. So Reese has got to do more of in the second half. Put pressure on that defense.
Here's Acuff. Usually these plays tend to start around 10, 9, maybe 8 seconds. And we'll see what Acuff can do as the quarter winds down. Tried to slam it home, and it's going to be a foul. So he will head to the line with 6.2 seconds left. Let's take another look at this. He had murder on his mind.
IMG runs a little slip screen. Strag doesn't set it. Reese is expecting it, so he jumps to his side. Acuff gets right downhill, gets right to that basket, trying to hang on rims. That's how you go finish.
And he makes his first free throw, 49-22. He's up to 18 points so far. And he knocked the second one down, 50-22. Let's see if the Pioneers can answer before halftime. Reese looking for somewhere to go with it, floats it up at the buzzer, can't get it to go, and that will do it for the first half of this third place game in the City of Palms Classic. You can see at the bottom of your screen, IMG is on top of Oak Ridge, 50-22. Let's take another look at that nice play from Beamer. You were talking about this footwork.
Just a beautiful step through, being able to get to that spot, pivot, 360 pivot, getting all the way back around and stepping through with a nice finger roll right at the rim.
Absolutely. That'll do it for the first half for us here on League Ready. 50-22 is your score. IMG on top of Oak Ridge thanks to 19 points from the 5-star Darius Acuff. We'll be back for the second half in just a few moments. Welcome back to the City of Palms Classic at Florida Southwestern State College. I'm Anthony Pasquale with Rafael Davis, and let's take a look at our first half stats. IMG on top of Oak Ridge, 50-22 on the scoreboard, and they lead just about every other category as well.
A college coach would always say, you start the game here, you take care of the basketball, you out-rebound a team, that puts you in position to win, and then you have some magical guys make some magical efforts, and that's what Darius Acuff brought in that first half. That's here why IMG is up big.
And you look at Oak Ridge, the number that jumps off that graphic to me is 1 out of 16 from 3 and 25% from the floor. It's one thing to be getting beat, but they can't make anything right now.
I mean, they're 1 of 16 from 3, which simply means they're what? 6 of 12 from inside the lane, so they're 6 of 12 from 2s, which means they've got to take more 2s. There's no reason for this Oak Ridge team to have more 50% of their shots be from deep. When they get into the lane, good things happen. You see 6 of 12 from 2, 7 of 7 from the line. They've got to find more ways to put pressure on the defense. They cannot shoot another 16 threes in the second half and expect to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to say it, because 19 of their 22 points have been scored inside the lane or at the free throw line, but over 50% of their shots are coming from outside.
It's an easy game.
Right, that doesn't make a ton of sense.
It doesn't. They're fighting the game, and sometimes as young players, we fight what we should be doing. We fight our coaches. We want to get our shots up. We're open, so we shoot it. We don't take consideration of what's actually going on in the ball game.
And our second half is underway. You see the Pioneers in white. They'll be going from left to right on your screen now. And IMG moving from right to left. That was Reese getting inside the paint, but couldn't get that fadeaway shot to go. But I will say, you kind of mentioned it too, more of that would be a good thing.
Yeah, but not off of just one pass. They got the ball into Reese, and then he went and make a play. It's moving the ball, getting to the second side, the third side of the floor, which simply means right and left side, and then attacking.
A nice defensive effort extends the play for the Pioneers. Here comes Reese into the lane, losing control. And I think it was going to be a foul or a jump ball. I'm not sure what they called.
They called a foul, and that's what Oak Ridge didn't do in the first half. They didn't attack in transition. Make or miss, they've got to get out and go. When they get to the advantage, they've got to go attack the lane, put pressure on the D. You can see early on in this second half, you can see Coach make that an emphasis at halftime. Drop the ball, get into the lane. And here you just see good action defensively. Oak Ridge does a great job coming up with a steal, getting the ball up the floor, and then put pressure on the basket. Reese, get to the free throw line, make something happen for your squad.
Will Jackson with the nice defensive play on the other side as Oak Ridge gets the first 2 points of this half. Here's Canonis down low to Acuff. Acuff floats it outside to White. Sadiq White, little jab step, swings it over. Back outside, here's Peck with the left hand, now White. White swings it to Acuff late in the shot clock. Acuff to his right, fights through a double team, frees himself up at the top of the key, steps in and floats one to Peck. He'll fire a three. No good. Rebound up in the air, secured by Oak Ridge. Here comes Reese, using his body to shield a man, fires a three. Off the mark. That was Maddox looking to connect from deep. Now it comes down the other way to White. Steps in, now steps out, can't get it to go. The rebound gets knocked out of bounds, and it'll stick with Oak Ridge. IMG seems to be just playing with another level of speed right now, but Oak Ridge bringing up the intensity a little bit to start the half.
Oh yeah, Oak Ridge coming out showing some fight. That's just what you want if you're Oak Ridge. If you're coach, you just want your team to fight. You don't want your team to quit. My college coach would always say, ring the bell, finish, don't quit, get there. And that's what Oak Ridge has got to do. They got to keep fighting, got to keep competing. Can't just lay down and take it.
Peck was fouled on the other end, and that frees up Oak Ridge to start some pressure, but IMG gets right through it. Inside it comes to Stagg. Fakes, spins, gets himself free, and puts it with some English off the glass and in.
Some really good ball fakes from some Strag there.
He's up to 8 points in the contest now as we get a foul. Jameer Jones driving to the hoop, and you mentioned it. They're perfect from the free throw line. Do what you got to do to get to the free throw line more.
Spent 3 possessions for Oak Ridge. 3 trips in the lane, came away with this going to be their 4th and 5th and 6th free throw attempt. This is what you got to do. It's a simple game. When you start attacking the basket, you start making the defense sink in, you start getting to the line, then you start taking those jumpers. Then you start moving the ball and knocking it down from deep. You got to open it up inside first.
And Jones made the first. And he knocks down the second, 52-26 now after 2 free throws from Jones.
A little press here, 2-2-1.
Yeah, here's Quinones able to get it up on the near side. Sadiq White controls. He's double teamed. Now Quinones had us near the paint. Outside to Peck. He's open, but he can't get it to go.
That's what you don't want to do if you're IMG. You don't want to let this pressure and let this press force you into quick jumpers. That's 2 times in a row down the floor where this press from Oak Ridge has forced IMG to take some quick jumpers. You got to attack the press to score. It's layups. It's dunks.
Here's Jones. Frees himself up and floats it off. And a nice rebound on the other side. Zay Mosley able to connect with it to convert the alley-oop.
It's a good job by Jones getting to the teeth of the defense. Defense steps up, makes a right play to the big man.
Now here's Acuff floating one. A little bit short. Rebound comes to Oak Ridge. Jameer Jones has a lane, takes it to the glass, and he's fouled. A nice response here to start this second half. Oak Ridge getting downhill.
It's a big-time response by Oak Ridge, and it's led by Jameer Jones. His ability to get to the defense, have Strag step up to stop him, and that nice little over-the-top pass to Mosley. That's good offense. You get into the middle of the lane, you play on 2 feet, it's down or it's opposite. He waited till the defense reacted, got the ball to his big fella, and now Oak Ridge is creeping their way back into this ball game.
And IMG has struggled a little bit with the press, and it's not like they've been turning it over, and that isn't always what the press has to do, but all it has to do is to force you into uncomfortable offense, which you mentioned it. IMG has taken a couple shots that maybe they shouldn't have.
Hey!
This time around, Stagg gets right to the basket and jams it home. You said it. Dunks and layups is how you break press. Stagg said, okay, watch this.
That's how you break a press. You break it to score. You go hang on rims. If they want to pressure you, got to get the ball up the floor and go.
Jones fading away off the back iron. Can't get it to go. Here's Acuff with a 24-point lead.
But why shoot that jumper if you're Jones? You are killing him inside the lane.
Oh, Sadiq White with another hammer.
You got to keep attacking if you're Jones, and then you give up that basket at the other end. You got to keep putting pressure on the defense. Enough is never enough.
Acuff, 19 points, 6 assists now. White has 11. Here's Jones. Floats one. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Sadiq White. And here comes Acuff on the far side. Steps himself into a 3 and buries it.
Every time Oak Ridge has a feel that they're feeling good, they're creeping back into the game, it's Darius Acuff making a huge play, knocking down a triple from deep, making this a 19-point game again.
Jameer Jones looking for somewhere to go with it. On top it comes to Zay Mosley. Steps into a shot. Can't get it to go, and the rebound comes to IMG, secured by Stagg, and he flips it over to Sadiq White.
Oak Ridge had a great 4-minute stretch. They had a great 4-minute stretch to start in this quarter, and then they just, their last 3 possessions been jumper after jumper. They've got to get back to attacking the rim.
Absolutely, and on the other end of things, it's been IMG with a few dunks. Here's Kareem Stagg.
I don't know if you noticed on that play, the ball touched the ground 1 time, just moving the ball, and that's how you attack it. Acuff gets right to the tip of the lane. White,
oh, another one.
White is just out there hanging on rims.
Sadiq White elevating in the City of Palms Classic. 61-30. Jones gets to the lane and he'll shoot some free throws again, but the last 6 points for IMG have come by virtue of rim punishment. Let's take another look here.
It's a good pass. I just love how Sadiq White goes to dunk everything. It's never a layup. It's always a dunk. So that's the approach you got to have.
Jameer Jones makes the first. It's 61-31. IMG with a 30-point lead here in the third place game of the City of Palms Classic. Make sure to stay tuned because we've got the championship game for you guys next. Montverde against Christopher Columbus. And you'll see some of the best players in the country after this one as well. Acuff on the crossover, working on Jones, finds up on top of the key Jamal Jones. Now to Sadiq White. Here's Beamer. Jones almost picks that off. Acuff knows he's got numbers. Tried to thread the needle, instead it's taken away, and Jones has some running room now, and he slams it home.
Just can't thread that needle if you're Acuff. Gotta take care of the ball. Every possession is valuable.
61-33. Acuff coming off a screen.
Oh, you gotta shoot that. Oh, there we go.
He does.
Yeah. Scores, no scores. I used to put the thing in a bucket. You gotta shoot it when you open, Acuff.
Jameer Jones, another one of those fireball passes. He's turned over a few in that way, but he knew what to do with this one.
Just turned into a dunk fest. Jameer Jones getting out in transition, going to finish up top, showing off that athleticism a little bit.
2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third. White just a little bit too far away from the rim to dunk that one. Now here comes Reese in transition. In the lane he goes, hangs, can't get it to go. And a nice rebound inside. It's still loose. Reese loses it once more, and it's fought for back and forth. Mosley and Reese trying to secure it, trying to get a bucket, and it ends up out of bounds on Oak Ridge.
Now, I won't be critical of the young fella because it's at the high school level. He's still learning, still growing in his game. But Jameer Jones got to play harder. He gave up that. That should have been a for sure dunk for Sadiq White. He just missed it. You've got to play hard on both ends. On this last possession, didn't cross half court. You've got to play the game all the time like you play it every time. You can't take plays off. You can't get down 30 and quit on your team. You can't just care when you're scoring.
Acuff to Beamer. Beamer inside the lane. And we've got a wedgie here at the City of Palms Classic. So what's a cooler feeling? Being able to jump up and knock the ball out when it's stuck, or just to dunk it?
You know, the best feeling is when it's stuck, being able to jump up, get it when it's stuck, and dunk it like that.
Oh, there you go.
You ever seen that?
I have not seen that.
That's when you know you got some supreme athleticism.
Yeah.
You get it unstuck and dunk it at the same time.
You got to be up in the air for a while to get that done. Minute and 54 to go here in the third quarter. Oak Ridge trailing by 28. Here's Acuff working on a double team. Frees himself up to take a shot, and he's fouled. So he'll head back to the line.
I like that question, though, because when that ball is stuck when you're younger, that's like steps.
Yeah, that's like the coolest thing.
You go get it down, and then the next step is touching the backboard with two hands. And then the next step is getting hung. And then that next step is finally getting it over with a tennis ball. And then you get to dunk it with a real ball. You got to take, there's levels to it.
Exactly. 62-33. Acuff extends the lead to 30.
You get up 30, we start giving dunk tutorials.
I need all the help I can get. 30-point lead for IMG. Here's a three from Reese. Finally connects. Just the second three-pointer of the game for Oak Ridge. Acuff now up to 24. Sadiq White is fouled by Reese on the inside. Big height advantage there. Sadiq White 6'8". Reese just 6 foot. Ball will stay with IMG as they lead it by 27 late in the third quarter. And here's Acuff on the far side. Gets that one poked away momentarily, but he recovers.
He's never in a rush. He's always on his time.
Now here's Beamer swinging it to Jones. Acuff flashes open.
Bounce in the house.
Now takes it on the near side. Gets double teamed. He'll pass it off. Wide open three for Beamer.
It's good movement. That's a good offense. Acuff accepts that double, gets the ball out of his hands, and then it's swing, wide open three at the top of the key. The Ascenders are balling. Acuff does a good job taking that double, getting the ball out, and then swing. Young fella knocking it down at the top of the key.
Beamer filling it up. He's got a couple of three-pointers tonight. He's up in double figures now with 10. Reese with a smooth jumper.
Just knew it was a matter of time. restart knocking down some shots. But it was getting to that free throw line. He knocked down some free throws to start this third quarter, and now the game is coming easy to him.
Acuff inside. Hey. Stagg slams it home.
Just too easy.
Another assist for Darius Acuff. He's got to be approaching a double-double here. We're under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter of the third-place game here at the City of Palms. Here's a three from Maddox. It's good. 68-41. 13 seconds left in the quarter. Acuff to Beamer. Beamer's going to get a screen from Stagg. Beamer with 2 seconds. One. Acuff's got to do something with it. Frees himself up to fire and just misses off the front iron. Had a chance to re-extend the lead to 30, but I'm sure IMG will be happy to be up 27 after 3 quarters.
Little pass over the top. Mouse in the house. There's no help for Reese inside. Strag knows exactly what to do with it. You catch that ball that deep, you got to go up there and finish and hang on that rim a little bit. IMG up big headed into the fourth.
And welcome back to the City of Palms Classic here for the fourth quarter of play. Let's take a quick look at this bracket. Both of these teams are in action in the semifinals. Oak Ridge lost to Montverde 83-74, and Columbus beat IMG Academy 77-71. That means the next game, Montverde against Columbus for the championship.
C.J. Ingram from Montverde, one of the better players in the country. But then you look at Columbus, you look at the Boozer twins, Jackson Richardson, Caleb Gaskins. That's going to make for an unbelievable championship game.
Here's Stagg ahead to Acuff, and he's able to lay it off the glass with ease. 26 points now. Here's a three. No good. Rebound again to Acuff, but a whistle.
Acuff has the simplest 26 points I've seen in a long time.
I know.
Hasn't forced anything, just taking it in stride, just accepting what the game is giving them, taking what the defense is allowing, getting downhill, knocking down shots, making the right pass. It's out there balling.
26-7 as that shot is off the mark. You mentioned a few minutes ago about Jameer Jones wanting to see a little bit more effort from him. We actually haven't seen him in the game since you said that.
We like coaches over here. We know what's going on.
I was just going to say, I wonder if Coach Steve Reese saw the same thing you did, as that shot was buried. Beautiful move from Solomon Bradshaw.
Because at some point, Coach has to protect this guy. Because there's NBA scouts in here, there's high-level scouts in this gym, man. If they see you quit now at the high school level, it's not going to change their mind when they see you in college. You can have the first impression sometimes is the only impression. And you can see Jameer Jones start to give into this game. Coach took him out, I thought, in the right time. If you're going to get him back in this game, he just got to come in and go hard. But he's too good of a player to just give into it.
27-point deficit here for Oak Ridge. Here's Reese on the near side to Zay Mosley.
And then when you have your leader out there not playing hard, it just shows the rest of the team, the young guys, that you can just go out here and just walk up and down. You got to set a tone for your team. I love Coach's decision.
Zayn Majid in there as well for IMG. Beamer looking for somewhere to go with it. He finds Jamal Jones for three and a little bit short, so a rebound to Zay Mosley.
Good pass. Good D. Off his hands, other way.
Ooh. Really good defense there by Jamal Jones. Had a block earlier, able to get his hands in the passing lane and the shooting lane there to contort that shot and create an out-of-bounds play. And here comes Jameer Jones back into the game. He wears number 1 in white, so we'll keep an eye on him and see what he's able to bring for the last 6 minutes of this one. Still leading the way with 19 points, 19 of the 43. There he was setting the screen, and here's Jameer Jones. Spins, looking for somewhere to go with it, takes a jumper, a little bit short. They had 2 guys right there for the rebound, and instead it comes back with IMG. Taken away by Bradshaw. Left-handed layup, no good, but a foul.
They called go 10.
Oh, go 10. So the basket counts for Solomon Bradshaw.
Just playing hard. Bradshaw not giving up on the game. Comes up with that steal, gets to the basket. IMG just knocks off that glass. Good easy goaltending call for the official.
70-45. And here's Sadiq White.
That's the next part of Sadiq White's game. Being able to be comfortable going into that one dribble pull-up when the defense is sagging back.
White tried to swing it, and it was knocked out of the passing lane by Zay Mosley. .5:30 to go in this third place contest. We've got Montverde against Columbus on deck for the championship of the City of Palms Classic. I saw a stat, 20% of the entire NBA has played in this tournament at one point or another.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's a big-time event, big-time basketball.
It sure is. Jones frees himself up for that tough runner, and he can't get it to go. Rebound comes the other way. You see some bodies on the floor. Oak Ridge, great effort there. Tim Winkler on the floor, but it goes out of bounds. But that's the type of effort you want to see out of your team when you're down 25 late.
Up 25, down 25, you want to see your team compete. You want to see your team get after it. You want to see bodies hit the floor when there's a loose ball. You want to see guys still caring about the game. Because how you finish this game, how Oak Ridge finishes these next 5 minutes could be how they start their next game. You can get a leg up on your next game with how you finish the game before. The Oak Ridge has got to finish this one out strong. See a little Jace Richardson on the sideline waiting to see his baby brother play ball.
And that's going to be a foul on Solomon Bradshaw. Well, you mentioned Richardson coming off of a huge game for Columbus. The Boozer twins get a lot of credit, but Richardson's a heck of a player in his own right.
When you think about Columbus, the last 2 seasons been extremely successful with the Boozer twins, but the Richardsons have been great. Jace Richardson last season, Jackson Richardson this year. Having that third guy that can fit in with talent around him, make shots, not need much, is big for Columbus.
Now one knocked the other way. Here comes Reese setting up transition for Oak Ridge.
Got to have some movement. Somebody's got to move. Somebody's got to cut.
Reese, what a spin move. Gets his own rebound. Can't get it to go. Comes downside to Winkler. Now Reese. Reese still fighting for it, and he's fouled from behind by Zayn Majid. A little bit of a hectic sequence there near the basket, but Reese is going to have a chance to cash in with some free throws.
Same thing goes for IMG Academy. You don't want to let your foot off the gas. You want to finish this game out strong. You want to get some of your work, your reserve, some burn, build them some rhythm, build them some confidence going throughout the rest of this season. But you still want to go out there and play hard. And you see Coach coming back in with the starters to finish this game out strong.
Acuff, Beamer, and Stagg check back into the game for IMG. Winkler, Bradshaw, and Reese, the 3 pioneers on your screen. And Reese makes that one. He's quietly up to 13 points himself. Here's Canonis over to Beamer. Acuff nearing that 30-point plateau. He's at 26 to go along with 7 assists. Acuff has some space. No look pass to the corner. Another pass frees up Beamer. Wide open. Schmack.
Good, better, great. You pass up good for a better one. You pass up a better one for a great one. It's good ball movement from IMG.
Rebound Stagg. Here comes IMG once more. Sadiq White spins, hangs, and he's fouled. Stagg, I've been really impressed with the game that Stagg has played today. 12 points. Seems to always be in the right place at the right time.
The Stagg's game has been on full display in this one. It's such a luxury to have a big guy to grab that ball, grab that rebound off the glass, and burst out in transition. That's exactly what Stagg was able to do. Got that rebound, one dribble up the floor, got it out of his hands to White, and White gets to the basket and knows exactly what to do, playing through that contact, going strong to the rim, putting the referee in a position where they have to make a call, and now he's at the free throw line for 2.
Sadiq White, 3 fouls. He picked up 2 early, but it ended up not being as much of a predicament as typically you would think. And White was able to avoid picking up that 3rd foul for a while, played most of this second half. And he's up to 15 points. Here's Oak Ridge. Solomon Bradshaw working on Beamer. Gets it to Jones. Jones trying to get downhill. So much strength. He's fouled. And he'll head to the line. But once he puts his head down, he can get wherever it is he wants to go.
Yes, he can. 6'6", 215. Strong, athletic. Great ball skills. Can finish with both hands around the basket. He's extremely talented. This is going to be perfect in the Big East.
And he knocks down the first one.
He gets a consistent three ball, catch and shoot, being able to come off from screens. You see it really working for Jamir Jones at the next level. Just got to continue to play hard, compete the entire game, up 20, down 20.
He's leading the way for the Pioneers tonight. Up to 20 points in the game. Reese off an offensive rebound, and he knocks down the triple. 75-50. Ever since IMG originally jumped out to that 30-point deficit, or 30-point lead, I should say, Oak Ridge has been able to get it down to about 22, 23. Acuff gets to the lane.
Ref's ready to go home. That's a foul.
Yeah. 27-point lead now, and Acuff's up to 28. Here's Jones floating one. Rebound loose, and still loose. White secures it inbounds. And he'll have to jump and throw it off of a man to keep possession. I believe it was Solomon Bradshaw who took that one off the shoulder, and it went out of bounds. And IMG will retain. They'll get to reset as well.
The heads-up play by White.
77-50. It's a 27-point advantage for IMG, the #1 ranked team here in this classic. And ahead to Beamer. Down low. Najee missed. Rebound Quinones, and he puts it home. And we're under 3 minutes to go. Here's Jones stopping. Firing a 3. A little bit long. Rebound comes to IMG. Here's Beamer. Now Jamal Jones finds Beamer once more. Majid to Sadiq White for 3. Short. Rebound comes the other way. Reese into the lane he comes. Stops, floats one, and sinks it.
This second half, Jalen Reese has been impressive. Getting into the lane, making plays, getting to the floater, knocking down some threes, getting to the free throw line. This is the Jalen Reese in this second half that we're used to. The first half just came out a little antsy. Took a few quick ones, didn't really get into the rhythm of the game, never really settled down. But this is the version of Jalen Reese that LSU is expecting to get next season. Oh, he traveled.
I thought so too, but it's going to be 2 points on the board for Trey Beamer, who has put together a pretty strong game in his own right. 15 points now for the junior guard, with offers from Mississippi State, Old Dominion, College of Charleston, Hampton, West Virginia, Wake Forest. We'll see where Beamer ends up deciding to go. Jones with some contact, and he's fouled. It seemed like the refs had swallowed the whistle a little bit over the last couple of minutes, but they couldn't let that one go.
I think that was just a little bit too egregious. White just shoulder bumped him while he was in the air. Jones just getting to that spot. Just such a load when he decides to get downhill. When he has it on his mind not to settle, get to the basket, there's nothing you can do to keep him out of the lane at this level.
And he makes the first free throw.
And he makes his free throws. Why not? Why not drive the ball if you know you're going to make your free throws?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge factor of it, right? I feel like a lot of big men, if they can avoid it, would avoid going to the free throw line. But Jones looks pretty comfortable there. And he knocks them both down. Going to have a substitution for Oak Ridge. Torrance Moore heading into the game. Solomon Bradshaw checking out. 81-54 is the score with 1:15 seconds left. Here's Peck, a triple. Schmack.
Peck loves those corner threes. A 6'10", 180. His ability to knock down shots from deep is going to be key to his development at the next level.
It sure is.
You add some weight to that frame, you're looking at 6'10", 220. It's going to be a dude.
Now Peck has it inside. And I think that's where you're talking about that weight, where it would be a little bit more of a factor, able to kind of assert the body a little bit better down low.
Yep, he's got to get to the point where he catches that ball, and if it's a little guard reaching in there for him, he takes the ball and the guard up to the rim and goes to finish through him. That's got to be 2 points on the board, three at times.
Here's Beamer swinging it on the near side to Jamal Jones. His three off the mark. And Beamer tried to get that rebound. Instead, it comes back the other way with Oak Ridge. Jameer Jones, 22 points tonight. Passes that one off. But it is rebounded by IMG.
Impressive showing from IMG. We said early on, we said before the game, one team was going to play as though they felt like this was their championship, and one team may play like they didn't want to be here. And in this one, IMG, from the word go, this was their championship game. They came out, they attacked, they brought the fight right to Oak Ridge and dominated this from the very jump ball.
Trey Beamer with 15, Sadiq White with 15. Kareem Stagg, I believe, also had 15 or 14 points. Kind of was sniffing a double-double as well. But the story of the game, Darius Acuff, who led the way for IMG Academy as they coast to an 84-54 victory and secure third place in the City of Palms Classic. Darius Acuff, your player of the game.
Darius Acuff was special in this one, but he's been special all week long. His ability to get downhill is top of none. His ability to finish at the rim is high level. He makes the right play. 29 points, 7 assists, 2 turnovers. Just a big-time player making big-time plays. You think over this last week, Darius Acuff averaged 31 points a game, 52% from the field, over 45% from three. Only had two turnovers. His game is high level. He is going to be one of the better guards to play for Coach Cal at the collegiate level. The best point guard in the country, came out and showed exactly why here at the City of Palms.
Absolutely. He can get to the rim with ease. He can throw the hammer down. He can knock it in from downtown, and he can also set up his teammates. Just an all-around great game from Darius Acuff, and you could just add that to the list of great games that this guy has played. There's no wondering why Coach Calipari is interested in who is the #1 point guard in the class. But that'll do it for this edition of League Ready here, the City of Palms Classic. This is the third place game, and it is won by IMG Academy over Oak Ridge, 84-54. So IMG is third place here in the City of Palms Classic. Stay tuned for the championship game, Columbus against Montverde next on League Ready. But thank you guys for joining us at the South Coast Credit Union Arena on the campus of Florida Southwestern State College right here in Fort Myers. Stay tuned. We'll see you in just a little bit for the championship game of the City of Palms Classic.